Well, hello, folks. We're back. This is part 2 of our playthrough of Flashback, The Quest for Identity, specifically the Sega Genesis version, though content-wise, the versions are all more or less the same, as far as I can tell. A few... this eye. Hi. Anyway, last time we left off, Conrad had just won a very violent game show and got tickets to fly back to Earth, and I hadn't really practiced up to that point, so it got kind of stuck. Well, I did spend some time practicing the latter parts of the game, particularly very much near the end, which gets pretty tricky. But we'll get there when we get there. For right now, story-wise, we have just landed on Earth. And so let's just get this all up and running again. Here we go, unpause. Just checking the sound. Nudge that a little bit. It's different when the music kicks in, but it so rarely does. Anyway. I'll bring up the chat window so I can see what you're saying. Alright, so I think I figured out the timing on these guys. It's not an exact system, but it does seem like if you hit them and then hit the shield because they're about to fire back, that seems to be working. Okay, we want to run over here to get his attention, run back here. Oh. Is he down, or is he just on the other screen? Okay, he must be down. Alright. Now we want to get this guy. Trick here. There's going to be a few more jetpack cops to deal with. Oop. My inventory was on the wrong thing. I still have 3 shields, so that should be enough. For the next screen, at least. I see the other guy standing there. Doesn't seem all that interested in coming over here. There he goes. Okay, and that little droid won't be too hard to deal with. If I use the correct jump, it'll go better. My shield is once again down to 1, so let's just back up and get that fixed. Oop. You didn't jump. Did I ever show off this full animation? Well, I did now. Okay. Oh, come on, guys, chase. Oh, wait, no. No, it's fine. Never mind. Carry on. And behind that pillar on the lower levels, another one of those little orb dudes. But I don't think there's any other reason to come down here, so I don't know what that's about. But anyway, my shield's still at 3. That's not too bad. But we're just going to have to go recharge anyway, because this game is just kind of like that. That funky little tune is probably my favorite track in the game. Yeah, I mean, it's a game with sparse incidental music, but still, funky little track. Saving still takes a while. Okay, let's just take a moment and have a look over here. I need to remember the layout of this part. Over here at the Paradise Club, where the grass is green and the girls are pretty. And, well, before I do, should I save again? Nah, it's not that important. Or maybe it is. Yeah, it's a bit gratuitous, but this will only take a few seconds. Again, this saving process is instantaneous on the Super Nintendo version, but that one has some other issues that I'm not too keen on. I can't remember if I can just do this, and the answer is no. And that's why I wanted to save before finding out. So we gotta do a running jump. And then another running jump. Did I already... I don't think that's how I was supposed to do that, but okay. I think you just shoot the glass until it breaks open. And those Death Tower guys are back. I think the little orb guy got him. That's unexpected. Yeah, there does appear to be at least some precedent for the enemies taking each other out of commission. Is there something down here? No, okay. Okay, I saw that dude walk off the screen, but then... Oh, no, he's back. No, he's gone again. You can come over here? There he is. Wrong button. Okay. Actually, I think we're fine to leave that there. Well, that button seems to have done something. I'm gonna heal again before we move on. Well, that's a key lock. That needs a key. As key locks are often wont to do. Okay, then so... Now, I'm not really... I know what to do in this room, but I don't know... And it doesn't seem like the game really communicates it. It's just one of those things you figure out because there's only so many interactions in here. But if you climb up on this light fixture, that wall moves. And that elevator comes up. Okay, so we got another key lock over there. And we already know that one of those cyborg dudes is over this way. Is there something I needed to do in here? Yeah, there is. Well, that's one shield down. We can always take the elevator back up and backtrack to the previous recharge point, and probably won't need to do that just yet. Oops. Okay, was there anything else? Yeah, these guys. Because it happened kind of fast, I don't know if you noticed, but that floor sort of fell out. There we go. How much shield do I have? 3, okay. So I see another one of those little exploding mice up there. It's good to know that in the far distant future, fluorescent lights are still annoying. Far distant being a somewhat redundant term, but we'll let it slide. Alright. Doing okay, but since we're passing by the recharge anyway... Now that floor is going to give out when I step on it. That's the only way to get to that save station. So just kind of run, fall, and I didn't want to do that. Okay. Do it again. Okay. Do it again. Now, what was the trick to getting in there? Was it a roll? Yeah, rolling worked. Turn that off. Recharge again. More slow-ass saving. Was there something else down here? Why am I asking you that? I should know that. I've already played through this part. Doesn't seem like it. I guess there's just... because if you can see at the top of the screen, there's an elevator there. So I guess there's just kind of two ways to get into this part of the game. I don't get it. I'm not sure. But anyway, back over here. And I am going to be save scumming a little bit at this point because there is kind of a pain in the ass coming up here. So we're going to open that door. Then I'm going to save again, and then I'm going to fight a bunch of enemies, and then I'm going to come back here and save again. Because this is just one of those parts of the game. The perspective here doesn't really do you any favors. Yeah, shields are still at 4. Okay, so I can't remember if it starts before or after you walk on that ledge specifically. So I'm gonna go save. And this might seem excessive, but for the part that's coming up, you'll see. And so again, my apologies for how long these saves take to complete. I know the tone of my voice made it sound like I was going to follow up that statement with another one. There it is. Okay, so that thing is going to follow us. And we need to both outrun it and then also shoot that thing. Oops, a reunion. Brothers, I congratulate you. Thanks to our knowledge, the humans are now capable of producing the power which we need. Soon, millions of our brother warriors will be teleported. And we will wipe out this human vermin. A spy! Throw the wretch into the dungeons. We'll interrogate him later. code, bijou, which is the French word for jewel. Anyway, first thing we have to do is immediately run over here and get our gun back. Now we can actually defend ourselves from these guys. There. Only one shield left. That's not really a good spot to be, but we're... There's a key. And here's a save station. And once again, my apologies for how... Oh yeah, this is a smaller stage, so that's not as... It doesn't take as long. So that's that door open. That's that door open. Okay, if we go over here, here's another one of these little guys. Well, we're really going to need that recharge station, so hopefully this isn't too serious. We just got to be quick. And I would not be surprised if there was another dude over here. There is, but we can do this first. Okay. Put it away, Conrad. Put it away. I think you can roll through those, but I'm not sure that it doesn't seem worth taking the risk. Yeah, okay, the answer is no, you can't. Though I think you can later? I don't know, I remember being able to do that later in the game. Weird. Oh, he saw me this time, and he's still not going to do anything about it. Okay, let's just try to time this a little better. The guy up at the top is the one turning on and off the trap, so we just need to time it with him. There we go. Thanks, game. Okay, so now we have the teleport thingamabob. we need that key up there. I'm real curious as to how do people in the future tell the difference between all of their keys. Feels like that might drive me crazy. God, is it this clear cube or is it this clear cube? Because they're not really cubes, they're rectangles, but still. Okay, that counts as touching the thing. Now we know. Okay, yeah, so we just shoot that guy straight up because I guess he just doesn't have the space to use his little super speed thing. Again, here's the teleport controller, here's the teleport receiver. And same deal with this guy, just keep shooting him. Not a whole lot he can do. I do like the way Conrad just walks off ledges, like as if he didn't see them. So, this time, instead of trying to outpace these, whatever they are, we're going to use the teleport receiver, and all I'm going to do is just chuck that in the air, and equip the teleport control, and we're over here now. And then we pick up the receiver again, and we backtrack to a save point. Oh, that was almost bad. Yeah, so shield's still at 4. And saving. Now you might notice that is, I believe, a fatal drop. So we are once again going to take our teleport receiver, throw it down the hole, and whoosh. Oop. So I guess that trap only works once. Now you might be wondering what that is. We're about to find out. So these are the red and blue dudes that you saw in the cutscene. They're quite tough. Some have more health than others, but the main thing with those guys is... that you kind of need a certain amount of space in order to fight them. Because you have to wait for them to morph back into humanoid form before you can do anything about them. And it's not a whole lot over here. See, when they're in liquid form like that, you can't really... Yeah, and they can just get right under you and hit you that way. So you need to have at least enough space to roll back and forth if you want to fight those guys effectively. And that's going to come back later. And you can tell you got them when they sort of evaporate into a puff of blue smoke. I got another save spot over here. Honestly, I don't really remember the rest of this stage all that clearly. We may simply try this again. Okay, so it seemed like the first one turned around. And then there's a second one. Okay. Well, I mean, I am glad they put a save point there, because that one room is kind of a pain. But if we come over here... Whoosh, we've just been whooshed off to an alien world. Code. Bubble. So what that actually said was Buble, because, well, they're just big fans of... No, that joke's too stupid. Even I'm not gonna make it. So this is the last part of the game. Technically it's divided into two parts. There will be a password at around the midway point through this part, but yeah, we're on the alien homeworld now, and this is kind of at least nearing the end game. And we're going to be fighting a whole lot of these guys. Okay, my shield is still at 4. So if we keep going this way, there's a shield recharge, but we don't need it just yet. Okay, that floating eye tentacle thing is a camera. When it sees you, the gun goes off. I'm going to put a teleport receiver right over here in this room. And you can't just put it down, you have to throw it. So that kind of limits when and where you can use it somewhat. So, as soon as this guy sees me, he activates the cannon. And now we gotta fight 3 of these guys at the same time. That's gonna be fun. And they don't really have a pattern the same way that, like, the cyborgs, were kind of predictable in the way they moved. Yeah, you really do have to sort of watch these guys and react to them. It's not impossible, though. And just pick up a rock. And we throw the rock over here on this little motion sensor to open the door. Oop. Okay, and that little robot mouse up there keeps running past that other motion sensor, which prevents I'm pointing at the screen, the trap from setting off. Oh, hey, look, there's a human in here. And so this is another part of the game where pretty much nothing communicates this. But if you shoot this door, it opens. That's the only door in the game that opens by being shot. And we hit this switch. And unfortunately, our human buddy gets immediately murdered. If we come over here and say hi to him, he hands us something dangerous. What is it? Hard to say, but it's dangerous. It says so. So before I hit the next room, I'm going to teleport back over here, pick up my receiver, and I'm just going to fully replenish my shield, because the part coming up, we're coming up on what is hands down the worst room in the entire game. It is one specific room that just absolutely... It just sucks. It's the worst. No other word for it. If we come over here, roll under this thing. Here's the recharge station. Alright, so I just come back down here. I'm just doing all this again. My ear hurts all of a sudden. Okay, so why is this the worst room in the game? The one that's coming up. The one across this hall. Well, remember what I said about those blue aliens, that they're not... basically, you need a certain amount of space in order to fight against them? Well, you don't have enough room to move in this spot here. We're going to come up here. I'm going to grab this, but I'm not going to look at it just yet. We'll save that. This guy's just going to keep spawning directly on top of me. I'm going to come over here. So, you see there's two motion sensors, one on the left, one on the right. The one on the right brings the elevator up, and the one on the left drops it back down. So you need to go hit that motion sensor, jump over the other one, then get onto the elevator. It sucks. Nobody wants to do that, so we're just going to throw the teleporter down here and just bypass the room entirely. There's a new enemy down there. They're not too hard to kill. And we have another recharge station over here. I'm not sure what the story is with this guy. Seems like sometimes he just decides that shooting him doesn't work. And then other times shooting him does work. There we go. And there's the first save point. We have finally hit one after all of that. If we come over here, there's another stone. I don't know, I don't remember what it's for. If I run here, there's... got another key. Take a few. This might be a redundant save. I don't think I'm in too much danger at the moment. Where's my shield? Shield's okay. Well, no, I should... Knowing what's coming up, I should recharge my shield. And when we put this key in the lock... Password, clip. Okay, we are now into the final area. Now, I did take damage there, and part of me is absolutely tempted to now go back and just immediately recharge again. But at least this one time we'll not do that. We'll try to do this properly. I think if I take one step forward, I'm going to throw the teleport receiver. And I took more damage. That's lovely. Okay, now I am going to recharge. No, I'm not. I'm going to be very decisive. Maybe. But I am going to leave the teleport there, and we're going to go up here. And the reason I left the teleporter where I did is because, as you can see, this elevator right here sets off that gun. And we can make the button, we push the button to drop it back down, but we can't bring it back up. And there's another dude down there. If I could get him to follow me up here, I would fight him. But if he's just going to stay down there, I'm just going to do my best to avoid dealing with him. And so this is back at the start of the area. But we do need to hit that switch right next to where he's standing. So I want to get my teleport control ready. That went a whole lot better than I thought it would. That is exactly how I wanted that to go. But now, as you can see, this door down here is open. So, these guys are out. Excuse me 1 second. Sorry about that. Had to mute the mic. It's my shield. Shield is down to 1. That blows. Might as well. Excuse me. Throat's still a little. Hang on. Fisherman's friend. Okay. Oh, no way, buddy! I'm actually real glad to see you. Because now, I can fight you over here. Okay. Awesome. Okay, now we have a key. We can... Oh yeah, we have 2 keys now because... It's something to do with the stage transition. We end up... We still have the other key. It stays in your inventory for the rest of the game. I assume that's a bug. But it's, I mean, it's pretty darn shippable, so whatever. And we got some more of these things. And I... Well, that's fine. We're right here. Remember how we couldn't roll through these in the previous stage? Can now. Okay, there's a quick and easy way to avoid getting hit by these mines, which is you raise the elevator and it sets them off. And okay, I totally forgot about this, but we should check this out. "437th day. They made me work on a terrible experiment. It involved turning down the volume on the game for a second. I'd rather not talk about the consequences. I was so frightened by the prospects revealed to me. They want to destroy our race. I must do something to warn Earth. Today, I introduced a topic on molecular research into the Titan computer. I only hope it attracts someone's attention. The Master Brain. That's who commands them. Tomorrow, I'll try to find out where it is. Impossible to get to it. The Master Brain is installed inside the planet's core. All communication channels have been cut. Eureka! An auxiliary brain controls the planet. The Master Brain is asleep for the moment. By destroying it, the main brain will have to reactivate itself. It needed a comma. It will open up its communication lines, allowing me to place an atomic charge in the heart of the planet. I've constructed a bomb powerful enough to set off a chain reaction and make this planet explode. I just have to find the courage to put my plan into operation. I've decided to move tonight. I'll have to borrow a vessel from the hangar before everything blows up. This is my final message. May heaven help me. Philip Howard Clark. So, yeah, that's effectively kind of the story of this part of the game. And so now we put his plan into motion. I'm going to drop the teleporter. And come down here. Immediately get shot. And we're going to have to endure some slowdown for a moment. Okay. So that thing right there is the auxiliary brain. We need to hit it when it's exposed. But whenever you hit it, there's going to be a laser that's going to shoot back at us. And we got him. I want to stand exactly right over here where we can't see ourselves. Throw the teleporter again. Okay, now if we move to the right from this location, this is the hangar. So the quick way to finish the game is to put the teleporter here, set the bomb, and then teleport right back to the hangar and get off the planet. The problem with that is basically you have to do the entire rest of the game without the use of the teleporter. And it can be a bit rough. So we're going to have to do things a little less efficiently, but it's going to at least afford us the ability to get our health back. So before we do anything else, let's just save here to remain safe. Did I pick the thing up? I did pick the thing up, okay. Okay, so this door is... I don't know if I showed this earlier. But yeah, the door just opened after we shot up the auxiliary brain. Now, there is no trigger up here to bring this elevator back up once it goes down. Nice little dramatic cutscene. So we are going to place the teleport receiver down here. And save again. Again, sorry about the redundant saving, but death comes swiftly in this game, so it's good to be up to date. I forgot to turn the volume back up. Okay, should be good. And we're gonna go kill the brain. So the brain is heavily guarded, but lucky for us, these particular enemies don't have a lot of health. So we gotta be quick though. Music does not know what to do right now. No, I'm gonna wait. 3 more enemies should spawn. That's no big deal. But it took long enough that another guy shows up. I didn't have enough room to... There should only be one more hit on the brain here. And there's a very specific tendril that kind of pulses throughout that fight, so you know it's over when it stops. And so that's the brain. So we have these 2 exploding mice. I don't have a great sense of how effective these stupid things are, but we're gonna deploy them. Okay, he just explodes. Well, I mean, he is an exploding mouse. It's kind of in the name. There's another one over here. If you'll notice, so I just want to make sure. Yeah, it's too close to the wall. All right. Because like I said earlier, you can only fight these guys if you have enough space to move. And we have to fight this guy because he has the key we need. And he didn't even blow up the exploding mouse. How much shield do I have? 1 shield left. It's fine by me. Okay. Should I have left that there? Maybe I should have just left that there, just in case. I don't know. Well, I'm going to set this up. And I'll either show it off on another play or I'll just tell you about it depending on how this goes. Long story short, there is a Metroid-style escape sequence that, again, you can kind of skip over if you put the teleporter in the right spot. The basic gist of it being, right, of course, you have to get off the planet, and you see these little... I'll show it off when it comes to the next screen. These little thin platforms right over here, they will collapse under your feet during the escape sequence. So that's a thing. But for right now, we're going to drop the teleport receiver right here next to the hangar. Oh, no, I don't want to run here because I want to very cautiously make this jump. Make my way back over this way. Yeah, my shield is still fully charged. We get this animation again. And now we've technically locked ourselves out of the room, so we need to climb up here. There we go, and that should open the door. And this should be our final save. Unless I just utterly... No, even then I can't do that. Yeah, this is our final save. This is the point of no return. Did I explode the mouse? Okay, cool. All right. Now at least we have full shields for this next room. There's going to be 2 more enemies, and they have got a lot of health. And he's already hit me once. This is going great. Okay. Now this is fine. If this goes badly, we just have to repeat this fight. But these 2 guys are going to give us... they're going to give us the business. They're pretty... They have a lot of... Like I said, they have a lot of health. I'm repeating myself. We were nearly finished off. An inner voice interrupts your thoughts. Trust me, son. Put the atomic charge here. And flee as soon as it reaches the planet's core. So there's the atomic charge. We hit the switch. And And now we're getting the hell out of Dodge. With our teleporter, of course. So if we run this way, I don't know if we can see it. That was perfect. That was perfect. Okay, we got to do that last fight again. Ooh. So yeah, as I said, those platforms collapse under your feet. Yeah, that time I was ready for you. I know your plan. I think you got the jump on me. Well, you did get the jump on me, but that's not the point. Point is, I know your plan. And you got the jump on me again, but that's still not the point. Okay, so I think I've showed off pretty much everything at this point, so when we get to this, we can just teleport and bail. And at this point, all that's left to do is get on the ship. And we did it! That's my story, just the way I lived it. The galaxy I am in today doesn't appear on any of our navigation charts. It's impossible for me to calculate my return trajectory. I'll probably drift in space for a very long time. And hopefully not directly into an awful 3D sequel. And that was Flashback, The Quest for Identity. So again, you look through all these credits. Eric Chahi's name does not appear, so again, even though this is the same studio as Another World, it's not actually the same director. But yeah, also, again, like using very similar technology, very similar kind of game design. Obviously, the big difference is that this game has text in it, where, you know, Another World was largely pantomime. But, yeah, between the two games, I've always kind of liked this one better. Now, it's obviously a game kind of a time, and I think it does... The parts where it struggles the most, I think, are the parts where it's trying to be like an action game. You know, it's trying to be a little more snappy and fast-paced, but the animation style, the kind of cinematic approach, sort of gets in the way of that. And like while I was doing my practice run of the late game, I was honestly getting quite irritable with it. At a few points, I looked up a long play to figure out if there was an easier way to do certain things. Sometimes there was, sometimes there wasn't. But yeah, I mean, this was the Uncharted of its day. Like, you didn't get games that looked this much like a movie. And I mean, even just to say, look like a movie, obviously, it sounds like I'm being hyperbolic, but like at the time, like this was mind-blowing. And you know, maybe you saw a bit more stuff like this on home computers. You know, this would have been probably Amiga primarily. I mean, like, yeah, on console, this was just not what you saw, and it was so different, and just always kind of stayed with me, even though most of the times when I do actually sit down and play it, I get annoyed, I get irritated, I get frustrated with it. But it was so unique. And yeah, and I just want to Oh, right on, DL Genesis. Yeah, I very much did not grow up with... I didn't even grow up with, like, DOS or, like, Windows or anything. Like, I was very strictly a console player. And yeah, so... And again, thanks, everyone, for kind of joining along with me and re-experiencing this game. Yeah, maybe I will go back and like, replay Another World sometime. I would want to like sit down and practice it a few times first, because again, that is a game I'd struggle with. Yeah, Delphine Software. I guess US Gold, I assume, did the Genesis port. It's US Gold is not a particularly reputable company. I don't trust a lot of what their Genesis games were, but this one turned out all right. And so this ending is just kind of showing off some of the cinematics throughout the game as they were. And then we get the code Cygnus. And that is the password to watch the ending again. And that, my friends, is Flashback, the quest for identity.